Welcome, 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 welcome.
Welcome once, welcome twice.
Now that the pesky regular season is over, we're now to the playoff desk. The playoff desk.
Some people in the room were very upset by their loss and decided to quit in the middle of the game.
I should just bench my players,
Should have. Roy told you to.
but no big deal. It is what it is. We're on to the playoffs now. We're going to report last week's results and we're going to move on from that.
But it's very convenient that you want to move on so quickly because you definitely told the team that it was more important, so important for you to win.
You know the reason why that is?
Why,
At this
honey?
moment right here, you want to dwell on that with the fact that you won.
It wasn't even about me winning. It was just the fact that you were so amped for it,
I was
and
not
now
amped
you're
for it.
like,
I was not amped for it. You're trying to make it bigger than what it was.
nope.
I said I didn't want to lose because of this reason right here.
Hmm.
Because you're going to try to make it something bigger than what it was.
It's not big at all.
Okay. You won last week.
It's all I
Okay.
set to do.
Mm-hmm. It's amazing how this season everybody's been just out to make sure that they beat me. Your father called me out.
You know
He
why?
didn't beat me in this league. He beat me in the other league, and he was just so excited. I beat all the Hazes. You won three. You won 3 games.
You know why?
Why?
Because your mouth is a lot.
I'm not thinking a lot at
You a
all.
lot.
I'm not. I'm not. How you gonna say that when you've been talking more than anybody?
Did you make yourself? Stop it. Did you know your record is my birthday? Aw, you love me. You be loving me. I don't even. Oh, you don't even know.
You know. Okay. Another winner. ATL wins. Brandon wins. Um, Roy wins, and so does Clarence. Biggest winner. Um, the biggest blowout went to ATL over Riley, 282, almost 300 points. The smallest margin of victory, Clarence over Donnie's Chiefs by 80 points. Last place was Donnie. First place regular season winner was Roy. Um, Lowest scoring point team this week was Sorry Miss Jackson
Ooh.
with 220 points. Most points scored this week was ATL, 578 points. We'll get right into that right now. 578 points in a game that didn't matter for him as much as it did for Riley. However, did he outscore himself and put himself in a bad situation coming into the next week? What?
Do I have to play in this flipping consolation
You
round?
gotta get to that. Yes, you do. Had you lost, you wouldn't have to worry about that. But you did not.
I'm benching all my players. You
So,
you got it.
so that leads us to the final results. uh,
Ah,
well,
some of these name changes.
the name changes have been out there. Name changes have been out there.
ATL, do better. You need to change your name.
He can change his name. He's gonna change his name. I mean,
Y'all need to be doing it before Tuesday so we can talk about them.
okay. I
Because
mean, the man can be busy. Okay. So the playoffs are here. First place team. New name. The Cinderella run is over. He is
is
now
that you?
taking. No, that's a brand. He put Brandon this week. First place, fourth place. Brandon Cinderella run is over. He started off 0-5, 0-6, whatever it was,
0-5.
and he is now in the playoffs, which is kind of good. And um, so he changed his name to No Ship for You, meaning no championship for you. They're going against each other. Last week his name was No Playoffs for You. He said Brandon wasn't gonna make the playoffs. He did all he could do. The person he faced last week didn't do what they had to do. So he said no shit for you. And then ATL hasn't changed his name yet, so we'll just call him ATL. I changed my name.
Call him bootleg because he ain't changed his name. You've been changing your name all season, and now in the last playoffs.
Give me the chance.
No.
Oh. Okay. And you took my mom out. You just talking about people that for no reason. He didn't get a chance.
I told y'all weeks ago.
So then how you gonna say that?
I'm here about mouth.
I said something.
You never put no disclaimer. You just be talking about people. Talk about people all season, last year, and then you wonder why they coming for you this year.
I did not talk about people, and I don't need a disclaimer. My new name, Sugar Free.
If you immediately leave off the R?
Yes.
It's Sugar Free?
Yeah.
What was that? What's the difference between sugar and sugar?
I'm gonna explain myself to you.
Everybody else explains their names, but you can't.
Then I got my candy bars as my little avatar thing. No sugar. Consolation round. Consolation bracket. I like honey buns versus Royal Shocker. It's official. I gave up. She did give up. She finished in 5th place against Miss Jackson. She fought to the end of that last week. She had a little rough week last week. Didn't even be able to. I don't think she did lead pickings or whatever. I don't know what she did.
She ain't pinch him or nothing.
Yeah, she did not. But he scored 500 almost 80 points. So I wonder if he has a little bit in the tank left. I hope not. I don't think he does. We did face each other one time this year. He beat me, so this is a revenge game for me. Brandon and Roy faced twice this season.
Mm-hmm.
I think Roy won both times. So it's hard. I told you before, it's hard to beat a team 3 times in one season. Very hard. So it's going to be a very good matchup to where we'll see if Brandon can.
I'm torn.
Continue his run. You're torn?
Yeah. Because Roy talk a lot of stuff too. However, I don't need Brandon winning again. I don't need him to have that. I'll be that hater. I'm Roy cheering you on. Officially.
You officially?
Heard it here.
You got your ducks behind Roy right now.
My ducks are behind Roy. In this game, Roy, don't let me down. End his Cinderella story.
I can't.
Especially after he brought his trophy here.
I was going to get there. That's what I was going to get to. I can't say I have a favorite in either one because I can't worry about them right now. My own matchup to face with. And let's be honest. Last season at this time, I give a lot of more vigor in this here, the desk during the playoffs.
You were in my situation.
I wasn't in the playoffs, yes. So now that I'm in the playoffs, I give 2 damns about their game. I got to focus in on mine. I have a tough matchup right this week. I got to win. So we will see how that turns out. I will want to point out that at the beginning of the season, after the draft, there was some projections that we had. I'm trying to pull them up at the same time.
Excuse me, y'all.
My thing lets me. Okay, so projections were.
I thought you were pulling this up. I said, this ain't stuff. Peppers, chicken quesadillas.
There we go. So, projections had Riley to finish 2-13. She did not. She finished at 7-8. Chiefs Texans 4-11. He did just a little bit better. I like Honey Buns 5-10, and he finished 7-8. Donnie's Chiefs finished 4-11, and they predicted him to finish 5-10. So he's right there. Myself was supposed to finish at 6-9. I finished like 11-4, as she said. Roy Shocker 10-5.
I let somebody down.
T. Waller 12-3. He did not finish 12-3.
He let them down.
He let them down 7-8. Made the playoffs though, which was what he was predicted to be top 3. Y'all playing for second at the time, now named Cyril's over, was supposed to finish at 13-2. He did finish 12-3, so that's really kind of accurate. Booty Sweat at the time, now the Drake and Josh show, which again still goes with the team. You shouldn't try to write them out. Was supposed to finish 13-2 as well, and he finished 9-6. He had a lot of letdowns. I'm hoping that letdown continues this week. I'm gonna put it out there for everybody to know. Um, Alexander Williams finished on a 3-game winning streak. Okay, so we're going to get right into it. I mean, we can't even worry about anything else. So there's nothing really to report here. League pickups, I guess we can go to that because I mean the playoffs are here. We're talking about the other stuff for. League pickups.
Oh my goodness! Can't stop yawning.
League pickups. Okay, so currently it's still ongoing. We have a clear favorite to win it all. I did crack 150 points finally.
Oh, that's good.
But Royal Striker still at 165. Still got a 8-game lead. 153 to 165.
That says 158, don't it?
150. I can't see. It's so small. Yeah, 158 to 165. Still a commanding lead. Still got 7 weeks left, but it's gonna be hard to catch her. I don't see myself catching her, but it is what it is. It's a long way away. We still have 3 weeks left. Games this week are coming fast, starting on Saturday. 2 games on Saturday, 3 games on Saturday. 2 games on Saturday. We got a game on Thursday first. The Donkeys versus the Lightning.
The Bolts.
And then you have Houston, Kansas City, and Pittsburgh, Baltimore, which of course will all be also playing that 3 games in 10 days situation, which is very stupid. Don't know if Patrick Mahomes gonna play. What's your prediction? Would you play Patrick Mahomes? I asked Jacob this day at work, and he gave his opinion. I'll give his opinion here in just a second. What do you think? You know he's injured.
Well, my app says he's healthy. I've seen him walking around. He looks pretty healthy. I think that they want that initial bye, though. Don't they got to win and everybody else lose?
They gotta have to win 2 of the next 3 games, yes, to officially wrap it up easy.
So they have to win the next 2 games.
They don't have to, but they need without getting help. They already get the bye. They can win. They win their next 2 out of 3 games. They get the bye automatically. If some other teams lose in there, that makes it a little easier.
Who do we play on Christmas?
Pittsburgh. But Pittsburgh recently just lost, so they're a little further out. Buffalo, the team we have to worry about. Buffalo could catch us. If we lose 1 game, Pittsburgh can't catch us. But if we lose 2 games, then Buffalo can catch us. And Buffalo has New England this week.
I was trying to decide, do we rest him this Saturday so he can play on Christmas? It's gonna be hard for Mahomes not to play. That's a battle. I don't know anybody ready to tell him no, he ain't playing. That boy wanted to play even though he was hurt. And as you know, Nick Wright doesn't mind saying Mahomes on one leg and Mahomes down 10 points are the top 3 quarterbacks of the NFL. But I don't know that he's going to let anybody not let him play. I don't think he's hurt, but I think one of the next 2 games he probably should sit out.
So,
just so that he can rest it.
Mm-hmm. Like I said, before I get my opinion, I'm tell you what Jacob said today at work. He did say.
But the biggest thing is they need to get that help in there for the O-lines. If they got to just keep hitting them until they stand there and don't move, they have to get them together. They got to be able to protect that boy. Mm-hmm. Okay, go ahead with Jacob.
So he said something similar to that. He said he should not play because it's almost like another bye week before going into the playoffs, which we'll need. Because even if let's say he plays and we don't get the number 1 seed, and he didn't have a bye week at all since week 6. But if he gets this bye week to give him a little bit more rest, even bigger so than that, combating with what you said, my opinion is that you don't play him for that same reason. However, the biggest reason is because of the fact that is he going to be mobile enough? Because this rush is coming and it's not getting any easier. I really need him out to play so that Will Anderson can go crazy and get a lot of sacks because I need his points. So I'd rather he be hitting Carson Wentz than hitting Patrick Mahomes, but that's a little personal thing.
Clearly,
But I think that he does need some rest, and does need to. I mean, to be honest with you, he hasn't had a great season, i.e., why you're not in the playoffs because he really kind of didn't put the numbers up you need him to put up. I mean, that's honestly what it is. You not?
I.e., why you're not in the playoffs is what
Would you say that he
I think
underperformed?
I had some roster management issues.
Was he not one of them?
No, I'm talking about like me putting the wrong people. My bench has
I
been
understand
hot
that.
like fire.
But have you
Jets? Jets.
You missing the question. Did your quarterback perform the way your quarterbacks you played perform the way you wanted them to perform?
They play how they usually perform.
They did not. His numbers are low this year. The interceptions early in the season got you off to a bad start. Because again, Brandon caught fire a little in there for some reason. I don't know how. But those players underperformed in certain areas. And I would think quarterback would be one of them. One of the reasons why I don't really try to go after even other leagues, I don't go after Patrick Mahomes because he's great winning games. And that's good for my personal opinion. But for fantasy, he's not the Josh Allen who would throw a lot of interceptions and get a lot of points because he get the running yards and things like that. They're keying in on trying to stop Mahomes from going crazy, and we don't throw the ball down the field. We're not throwing for 300, 400 yards a game anymore. Geno Smith's, even Jameis Winston had a couple of games where he was just out amazing. Cousins had an amazing game. Joe Burrow has amazing games because they throw the ball so well in those critical situations. And then even if we were winning games by a lot of points, he would be throwing the ball. He would be running the ball. So he's just not a good value added for the money you would spend for him. What you got to put into getting him. Just my personal opinion. Anywho, my thing is to benching this week. If he was on my league, on my team for my league, I would play him. If he's playing, I'm playing him. Don't get me wrong. No. Let's not get it twisted. The man plays, you play. But if you have other options, this will give you more points. If you had a Patrick Mahomes versus a Joe Burrow, I pay Burrow every day. Just a personal thing again. Anywho, playoffs are here. I don't think there's really much more to go on. We've been, a few minutes in. I could talk about the league. We're going to move on to the preliminary date we have set for the gathering. I'm going to hold off on ordering the trophy. We're going to hold off on presenting the money after the league is ended. So generally, I would just go ahead and submit it immediately after that game is over, the last playoff game in 2 weeks. But I'm going to hold off. I'm going to try to do that in real time. Mm-hmm. Here we get together, and if we decide we're not getting together, then I will say at that point, once that decision is made, that we're going to cancel it. But I like to, kind of have. We had talked about having like a little award ceremony.
Right.
So maybe in that off week or off time frame before we have the little party get together, season in, and whatever, we can put some things out there. We'll come back at the end of the season, kind of give some stats from the year, and then put a little poll out there too to see we can get some votes. Most likely to cry on the chat.
To cry?
Yeah. Complaining. Crying isn't complaining. Bitching and moaning, as some people would say. Who would win that award? A lot of these awards will probably go to ATL.
All of them?
Not all of them, just saying. But if you said somebody had to complain and crying, I won a game and he complained about me winning the game because the man didn't change his roster. That's not my fault. Then the man changed his roster against him. He complained.
He wants all the chances to win.
He wants all the chances to win. Huh? He said it wasn't fair, but the man didn't change his roster. We'll come up with some categories. If you got some category suggestions, put them in the chat. We can all vote on them. The person that yawned the most during the videos.
Don't give me no bogus award like you gave me this bogus consolation round.
I didn't give it to you. You finished 8th in the league in the regular season, did you not?
Mm-hmm.
And you have the consolation round. To finish
Next
league.
time we need to make that 6, top 6.
And maybe something else we may do as well, because there's some changes I want to make going into next season, and we can start voting on them as well now. I'll put one of them out there. The wide receiver points are very low. Did you just fall asleep on the video? All right, that's it. All right, you all good night.
I'm up.
I'm walking off the stage.
I'm up. You shouldn't be a sore loser like that. I'm tired from beating you.
Good night. God bless.
Were you done? So sorry. I guess he's upset. But I hope that the top 4 teams do well this week.
Okay, the remote control. Hit the button.
Go Roy.
Let me see.
And I guess since he's upset with me, go Ben.
Turn it off. Hit the button.
Have a good week.